Greetings. I regret that I can't be with you as you honor this spring's graduates. I was delighted to hear that former President Bob Klaveness is there to help you celebrate. As the Institute of Technology recognizes its 75th anniversary this year, I want you to know how important you are to the Oklahoma State University system. From its beginning as a trade school for World War II veterans, OSUIT has never wavered from its mission to develop highly educated, highly skilled professionals. OSU Institute of Technology partners with industry to make sure students receive the latest training while using the most advanced technologies. OSUIT graduates, you can be confident that you have the skills and education you need for your success. As I approach my retirement from OSU, I am extremely proud of the outstanding work at each Oklahoma State campus. I want to thank Dr. Path for his excellent leadership. OSU Institute of Technology is a recognized leader and an Oklahoma jewel. To OSUIT faculty and staff, thanks for a job well done. To the families of our graduates, congratulations. Your graduates can now start making money. And to our graduates, congratulations and go Pokes.
Congratulations, graduates, spouses and children of graduates, parents of graduates, grandparents of graduates, and all other relatives and friends. President Path, distinguished platform guests, faculty, staff, alumni, and current students. This year is OSUIT's 75th anniversary, and by most sources, it is the Diamond Jubilee year. Diamond Jubilee brings about images of sparkling, enduring, long-term, and/or permanent. Thus, it is my distinct pleasure to share remarks about the history of OSUIT. The first classes officially started on October 3, 1946. The U.S. Army built the facility in 1943 as a hospital for treating wounded servicemen. Construction started on March 30th, 1943, and was completed in time for the hospital to open on November 10, 1943 at a cost of $5 million. The hospital covered slightly more than 600,000 square feet, 80 buildings, all connected with some 8,000 feet of covered ramps equivalent to 26 city blocks. When operating at full capacity, the hospital had 1,725 beds, a staff of 400 officers and men, about 100 Army nurses, and more than 600 civil service employees. The hospital was named after Brigadier General James D. Glennon, assistant to the Surgeon General and former commander of Walter Reed General Hospital. On two separate occasions, the east side of the hospital was used as a German prisoner of war camp. These German prisoners were people with various skills and assisted with much of the farming and industrial operations in many states like Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, and the Dakotas. In 1945, Surgeon General Major General Norman Kirk shocked Oklahoma and Okmulgee when he announced that when the patients in the 65 Army hospitals were dismissed, the Veterans Administration would determine which hospitals were to be retained as Veterans Hospitals. The Veterans Administration rejected Glennon Hospital as a site for one of its Veterans Hospitals and stated it would be closed in 1946. This action set in motion the process of Oklahoma acquiring the property. At this time, Henry G. Bennett was the president of Oklahoma A&M College. President Bennett had a national reputation for providing education opportunity for veterans. President Bennett acquired Glennon Hospital for a vocational training facility for veterans. The facility had an appraised value of $1,300,000, but was discounted 100% in return for services rendered to people of the United States. President Bennett planned for an institution of about 2,000 students and 150 faculty members that would have vocational education programs of study, leading to immediate employment along with college transfer programs. To start with, the institution would be financed by the federal government through tuition paid to veterans pursuant to the GI Bill of Rights. The first classes officially started on October 3, 1946, with the institution operating under a use permit until 1967, when the Oklahoma State University received clear title to the property. President Bennett selected L. Keith Covell as the first president of the institution. Mr. Covell served in this position from 1946 to 1963, at which time he retired. The first class of students was 500 veterans, all males. Many of the veterans were seeking the skills needed to return to rural America as farmers and ranchers. Production agriculture programs, along with mechanical programs, such as diesel mechanics, were offered to those veterans desiring to return to rural Oklahoma as farmers and ranchers. Other veterans were dealing with physical disabilities and needed programs that would provide them with employability skills outside of agriculture. For those veterans with disabilities, programs of watchmaking, jewelry design and manufacture, shoe repair, dry cleaning, and small engine repair were offered. Only a nominal number of females enrolled in the institution. Programs directed toward females were shorthand, bookkeeping, filing, P-punch, and secretarial science. In 1979, all classes offered by the institution were offered on a contact hour basis. Finally, in 1979, the Oklahoma State Regents for Higher Education approved the institution to offer classes for college credit. Also, in 1979, the institution was given 5-year provisional accreditation by the Higher Learning Commission of the North Central Association of Colleges and Schools. In my opinion, the 33 years from 1946 to 1979 established a strong foundation for the institution to move from a vocational education school to a college-level institute of technology. In 1979, the Oklahoma State Regents for Higher Education decided to award the Associate in Applied Science degree at the institution. After a few years, the institution provided courses that resulted in students being able to be awarded the Associate in Science degree. This transfer degree was a boost for students who wished to transfer to a regional or comprehensive university and earn a bachelor degree. Finally, in 2010, the institution was approved for the Bachelor of Technology degree in selected disciplines. You might say that OSUIT is a maverick in multiple ways. But one I discovered is that it does not have a charter from the state of Oklahoma. President Bennett simply just started the institution because there was a need and idle facilities. When I discovered the institution did not have a charter, I decided it really didn't matter, and the institution had been a line item in the budget from the Oklahoma State Higher Education Regents for multiple years. The original legal name of the institution was Oklahoma State University School of Technical Training. When I arrived, it was commonly known as Oklahoma State Tech. For many years, we dealt with several unofficial name changes for political reasons. Finally, I asked the A&M Board of Regents permission to legally change the name of the institution through law. In concert with my local legislative delegation, we wrote a draft of a bill to legally change the institution's name to Oklahoma State University Institute of Technology. My local delegation had the language written into an official legislative bill for consideration by the full Oklahoma legislature. After the bill was voted out of committee, it had to be voted on 3 times in both the Oklahoma House and the Oklahoma Senate before it was passed into law and sent to the governor. Governor Brad Hendry signed the legislation on June 25, 2008, that legally changed the name of the institution to Oklahoma State University Institute of Technology. This was the first legal name change of the institution since it was founded in 1946. Many other events changed OSU IT in multiple ways. The Noble Foundation in Ardmore, Oklahoma, awarded us a grant to build phase 1 of the Noble Center for Advancing Technology. Mr. Lloyd Noble, founder of Noble Drilling, knew how difficult it was to hire qualified technical help. And after visiting campus, he decided to award the institution money to build the Noble Center for Advancing Technology. He also provided significant scholarships to help students complete their degrees. He continued to support the institution for the purchase of advanced technology equipment. In 1985-86, Toyota agreed to establish its first international partnership with OSU IT. This first partnership was the springboard to develop multiple other industry partnerships going forward. These partnerships provide the institution with millions of dollars in equipment, student scholarships, and support for faculty. Industry partnerships are a win for students, employers, and the institution. Today, OSU IT is among a few institutions with multiple technical training industry partnerships. I'll mention other notable events that had a game-changing impact on OSU IT. I will start with the student union. Other than a gathering place in the hospital barracks, the campus did not have a student union. In the 1987-88 school year, we had a fund drive in the community of Okmulgee to help build the student union. In one day, we raised $1 million. We promised the community that a new student union would be a community facility and the community could use it at no cost. The student union was occupied in 1990. In 1995, the Donald W. Reynolds Foundation awarded us $8,082,000 to build and equip the Donald W. Reynolds Technology Center. When I wrote this grant request, it was approved. When it was approved, it was the largest private grant given to a public institution of higher education in Oklahoma. We had to complete and occupy the center within 3 years, and we had to have less than 3% in change orders. The center was designed and built in 2 months, less than 3 years, with less than 1% in change orders. The other event was gaining approval to offer a registered nurse program. The only facility we had to house the program was the Science and Technology Center, which was originally the drafting and design building on campus. We remodeled the space and housed the program there in its startup operations. After a few years, the state of Oklahoma awarded the institution $6 million to build and equip the Allied Health Center. There are many other significant events that have taken place at OSU IT during its 75-year history. But for an institution that was intended to close after the overflow of World War II veterans could be accommodated on the Stillwater campus, operated with no state appropriations for its first 10 years, and offered programs of study in hospital barracks and other hospital support facilities, and never codified in law with a charter by the state of Oklahoma. OSU IT is an amazing institution of higher education in Oklahoma, and one that I am very proud of being associated with for 28 years. Graduates, there is not a better place in the country for you to acquire the knowledge and skills needed for immediate employment and in career advancement in advancing technologies. By the same token, you're going to have to take risk and venture into the unknown. You may think you look foolish at times, but taking chances going forward is an important step you must take. Never doubt your ability to make a difference in the lives of your peers and family. Our country is divided more at the present time than it has been for many years. Each and every day, reach out to people with different beliefs and values than those you possess. Listen and understand the best you can. The most difficult problems we have are not related to technology, but people. Graduates, I urge you to stay in close contact with OSUIT regardless of your future career paths. One of the most important things you can do is to support scholarship programs with your financial support for future students. Nearly 100% of the students who graduate from OSUIT have received some type of financial aid. OSUIT is your institution and has grown and developed during the past 75 years. We want to make sure that the next 75 years are as good as the past 75 years. In just 25 more years, the institution will celebrate its first 100 years. I wish each of you tremendous success, and you will make it a point to return the institution in 2046 and help it celebrate its first 100 years. Thank you, and best wishes to each graduate for future success.